This is part 2, addiction slash authorship. You're coming out of an addiction. And this card is great because it shows that the person is really soft in the strength that they're exhibiting. They're literally taming a beast. You know, the beast looks happy about it too, by the way. So you're coming out of this cycle, out of this, this kind of like bondage that you have with yourself. The substance was providing some sort of the illusion of a feeling, the illusion of something that you can access without the substance. You just forgot. And since you forgot, you don't have the faith that the feeling that you chase whenever you are under the influence of the substance or whatever it is, it could be whatever, an activity, food, being mean, being a bully, that gets you dopamine, arguing with people on the internet. The feeling, you can give it to yourself. Your brain can generate it, right? And when you use something external to get that feeling, first it's a teacher, and then it can turn into a crutch. It doesn't mean it's less of a teacher, but it can turn into a bit of a crutch. And you don't have to feel bad about yourself for that either. Stigma can go fuck itself right here. Ace of Swords. I rarely get this card. This is important. Ace of Swords, you are taking the authority, the authorship back into your hands, maybe for the first time. And with this, you're realizing that even though it doesn't seem possible right now, it actually is way more possible to milk your brain for those sensations and feelings, and that will eventually generate a new story. It's way more logical and possible, way more fucking possible for that to happen, rather than you becoming somebody who is able to moderate in whatever it is that you're partaking in that is hurting you, that you say you want to quit. And another thing is risk assessment. So, like I said, if you this is a Page of Swords. I have Ace of Swords and Page of Swords. Hold on. I already said this, but in the last reading, this is a part 2, by the way. In the last reading, I said, you have tried moderating, and it didn't work. And it just didn't work for whatever reason. It just didn't work, and that's okay. You tried a lot to be somebody that moderates, and it didn't work for you. So some people take a really stepped out approach and say, you just quit, and that's it. You just don't do it again. Technically, yeah, but it's also, if it's a really pleasurable activity and you have your pain and pleasure stories mixed up, flipped, then it isn't quite that simple. And to be honest, if you still enjoy it, then you're gonna want to make meaning out of it. I mean, our brain is a meaning-making machine, and what's going to happen once you reclaim that authorship of the story, of the meaning, your brain will rewire itself to the frequency of contentment and safety. And you still get those other feelings too, those more intense feelings, emotional highs. You aren't going to lose the top end. You know what I mean? That's a fear I think a lot of addicts have when quitting something, is that they won't be able to feel happy or inspired, or they won't be able to feel free and uninhibited. And that is just a trick that you played on yourself. That isn't true at all. You weren't born that way. There was a time before this story where you were able to experience all of those things, all of that's who you truly are. That's just remembering who you are. So all in all, I think becoming more present, I mean, moment to moment, as the cravings come up, as the urges come up, and zooming into like, what am I not allowing myself to have? There is a future version of you that doesn't even identify with the word addict anymore. That person does exist. If you still need to have that label, then if it soothes you and guides you to inspired voices, then use that as a tool. If it's starting to hinder your progress and activate the shame, just know that you will dissolve that part and something beautiful will take its place. Someone more integrated, more grounded in reality, full of hope, and still has a caring and nurturing perception, or orientation toward the addicted version of you, the lowest low version of you. Sorry, this thing is shaking. Sorry, I'm getting excited. Okay, one more, and I have what is this? The 5. Oh, I have 5. I have so many wands. Holy crap! Hold on, let me look. I shuffled the shit out of this deck, and I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of wands. Okay, that's not nothing. That's progress. That's major progress. That's just from you. If you're still here in this reading, this is a big moment for you. And I said it last time, but congratulations. Congratulations for taking the step forward into your new identity, into the life that you truly deserve. This undercurrent is incredibly healing. You are definitely like at the rudder. You just shifted it. In the right direction. And you just got to wait for that. And you were in a sea, a strong, stormy sea. So it wasn't easy to make just a little turn, just a little pivot. But that's really all you needed to take. And now I'm feeling like it's all downhill from here. So, all right, I hope that helps. Much love. I forgot. I wanted to go back to the enchantment thing. I was saying in the last reading that you have basically enchanted this. If it's a substance, you've enchanted the substance with your subconscious. You said to the substance, this makes me feel good. This makes me feel free. This gets me to where I need to be. This makes me feel normal. Whatever it is. It's so subconscious. Obviously, that's why it's an addiction. You can't just be like, I'm done with this. Sometimes you can, but not if it's very, very strong. Yeah, so enchant something else. You know what I mean? Do something else. Enchant, replace it. You're taking that out. Go ahead and give yourself some kind of reward system, some kind of, it could be anything. It could be witchcraft stuff. It could be a new collection. It could be practicing an art form. Get creative. That's super helpful. I would say, I'm hearing that's the direction you want to take, actually, probably. You want to be more creative. You want to be more respected for your work in the creative arts, whatever that is, music, painting, writing, whatever, visual art, whatever, performative. You are holding that back from yourself. That this addiction is directly tied in to whatever you want to be successful in the arts. I have a feeling that once you balance this out, once you clear this out, your creative identity is going to either come back online, maybe it's been offline for a while, or it's going to wake up for the first time. Yeah. Okay. I'm out of time. I love you guys.